Okay, I'm going to explain something to you very quickly because I think this is very important. The reason, so here's the thing. When you generalize in general and then follow that up with something that's seen as an insult, like manipulative, even the adjective manipulative is like, an insult, especially if I group it into one category of people. So women will maybe watch this video and say, well, why does he think women are manipulative? That's a bad thing. Let me ask you this. Why is manipulation bad? And you say, because the person that's being manipulated loses control. Well, what if they're being controlled by a bad thing? Then isn't the manipulation good? Who's to say what's good? Then you have to find the ultimate judge. And that's up to you. But that's a separate moral issue. But physically, why do women need to manipulate? What is the point? Could it be that they've adapted this way? By the way, this isn't an argument of mine. I listened to this in a book called A Practical Guide to Female Psychology or something like that. I'm pretty sure. I don't know where my phone is. The argument basically goes like this. Women live in a world with big, strong, powerful, angry men. And most times, when the shit hits the fan, couldn't do a fucking thing to stop them. So they had to come up with some kind of adaptation. This is the argument. Some kind of adaptation over time to survive. And the argument is manipulation was that adaptation. So now, in a modern age, this was the argument in this book as well, where women, it's not as primitive, so they don't have to be as manipulative outwardly as they used to be in Neanderthal times, for example. And there's a bunch of different things women do in manipulation. First of all, they're not bad. It's nature doing its thing. Second of all, this is a lot of the reason that we guys get confused when women move in certain directions in a way we don't understand. It's because they're manipulating us, bro, and they have to do that. And women know that, hey, you're going to do this, and you probably won't even know you're fucking doing it, to be honest. It's totally fine. Literally, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with female manipulation. And the guy in the book was like, dude, it should be celebrated. It's like, look at how far. Isn't it interesting that that's what the female mind had to adapt to get good at to make it this far? That's interesting. Like, that's something that you should look at and be like, wow, like, I love that you're manipulating whatever. It's part of the game. So, and as a guy, when you look at it like that, the less you give a fuck when a girl lies, because, like, what else are they supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else are they supposed to do? It's part of the coding. It's part of the coding, dude. So, literally, and so there's a guy watching this. Are you saying that when a bitch lies to me, I've said this before, when a bitch lies to me, that I'm supposed to forgive her and, like, fucking, if she says she's gonna be there and then she doesn't come, I'm supposed to be like, that's cool? Yes. Actually, yes. Sorry, fellas. Hate to fucking break it to you. Yes. That also means if your girl cheats, it's 100% your fault. I can't cap to you. I've been cheated on before. It was my fault. Long story. Fine, I'll tell you. I was 20. How old was I? I was like 23. This was 2 years ago. Dating, right out of college, dating this girl. Boom. 3 weeks, we smashed. I'm mushing. Three weeks straight, mushing. You understand me? And then, man. And then, bro, get an STD. I get herpes. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, my life's over. I'm like, no. And then it was a hard time for me, so I got very weak, and I, like, needed her more. And so I would, like, look for sympathy and support, basically, for something I did to myself. And it wasn't there for me because she was just too masculine of a woman. And when I say masculine, I'm not saying she was strong and hardy. I mean, she was low key, but she was just a super like driven, strong woman. Father wasn't really around, and that's kind of what does it. And so, her father would be in town, we'd be hanging out. She's like, he texted me. I'm like, okay, what'd he say? Are you gonna like talk to him? She's like, no. I'm like, what the her parents are definitely split up. And she doesn't even talk to her own mom, by the way. And so, all in all, the girl needed some assistance before I got in with her. And I didn't see that, so that's my fault, first of all. And then we didn't use a condom, so hey, shit happens. So, where the fuck was I going with that? Oh, yeah. So, gotta flip the chicken 1 sec. Shit busting, can't lie to you. So, brother, this is basically what happened. She fell out of she lost attraction for me. Is that a roach? No. She lost attraction for me because I was being so needy. And, hey, got herpes. I was like, damn, fuck, life's over, whatever. But it's cool now. But at the time, I was fucked up for like probably 2 weeks. And then, that's not something that's attractive to women. And she lost attraction for me. And that's not her fault. It's not her fucking fault, It's not like she did anything wrong. Because she's a woman. If she loses attraction for me because I get cancer, I can't be mad at her, Why am I mad? It happens. Hey, you can't force attraction. You just can't. And then we had a conversation once. I haven't thought about this conversation in a while. Basically, the premise of the conversation was she wanted to take a break because I like spazzed on her low key. And that's another thing that I fucked up on. I was mad. I was angry. I was literally yelling at the phone at a woman for some fucking reason. And basically, let me put this out. Bro, she told me she was going to go to dinner with some guy. And I was like, no, you're not. We've talked about being exclusive. And she was like, well, he's a friend of 8 years. So then I was like, damn. Well, he was there long before me, that's for sure. But why do you need to get dinner with a man? And I didn't set that boundary before, so that's my fault too. So now I know the boundaries. It's completely fine. Yeah, man. That to me was kind of a test. And then later, the conversation stemmed around her being like, hey, I want to stay what we are, but let's lose the labels. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. We're exclusive. Then why do we need to lose the labels and stay exclusive? We're just going to be exclusive. And she's like, well, I don't want to use the labels. And I was like, so what's going to change? And she was like, nothing. This to me was her saying she wanted to back up, and then she fucked the guy. And so then I was confused, and I was so mad at her. And I was like, you said nothing was going to change. But in my guy brain, that made sense. But in her woman brain, what she was saying was, hey, I want to fuck other people, and I'm not that attracted to you anymore for whatever reason. But I just didn't understand that. And so that was like the hardest betrayal I'd ever endured at the time. And yeah, I was torn up for like, I think 2 weeks straight, 14 days. And so after that, it changed a lot. And I had the choice. I was like, actually that day I had his address. This is crazy. I had his address because I went through her phone and showed her it was a ton of guys, by the way. But she just wanted to get away from me because I was providing too much pressure on her. And so that was her outlet. Give a fuck. I had his address. And so I had the choice. I was given the choice. I had a gun. And I was like, but I didn't. He's alive and well. But in an alternate reality, he isn't alive and well. And that would have been the worst decision of my life. And there's people who made that fucking decision. So thank God I did not. Jeez. Cringe. But at the time, dude, it was just like, it was the worst thing that happened to me. I was like, oh no. But yeah. Now, I don't care. Because I understand that's what happens. It's just a part of nature, dude.